If you're looking to buy real estate right here in Ghana, you're looking to buy a property in Ghana, and you are a diaspora, and of course, one of the most important factors you also think about is your security. Then if security is your paramount, one of your paramount factors in considering whether to buy a property or not, and of course, you have to consider some of the prime neighborhoods right here in Ghana, because of course, those prime neighborhood comes with a very high level of security in terms of, your properties and life. And those areas, of course, includes East Legon, it includes Airport, it includes Chado, it includes Djengano, it includes Ridge, it includes Jowulu, and so many other beautiful neighborhoods. Now, those neighborhoods, trust me, they are prime and they are safe and conducive for people or environment or family looking to actually relocate back here in Ghana. So in today's video, I'm going to show you a property inside West Trosako, which is also considered as a very safe neighborhood for you to actually look at considering buying a property.
Whitewall Properties has all your property needs at amazing prices. Our unique development includes our flagship project, Arlington Court, which has a panoramic view covering several acres of a Accra skyline. Some of our standard features include our gorgeous swimming pool, fitness centre, and a communal garden.
After successfully redefining Accra's skyline with the delivery of the signature apartment, Cape May Properties presents an exclusive unveiling of the tallest residential building in Ghana, offering a first look of Sultan Sky. Sultan Sky, a magnificent representation of the seamless fusion of quality, groundbreaking innovation, and pioneering architectural brilliance. An extraordinary structure set to reshape the concept of upscale living, thanks to its inventive attributes and unparalleled commitment to precision. This master-planned residential development will focus on the building's location, security, privacy, the design's aesthetic brilliance, elevated features in each living space, cutting-edge smart home technology, and amenities beyond imagination, with fantastic residential features which include 24-hour concierge service, a state-of-the-art fitness center, a floating tennis court, a floating swimming pool, a spa, a sky pool, a sky lounge, a movie theater, co-working spaces, kids zone, distinctive lifts for staff and deliveries, private gardens, chef's kitchen, expansive terraces, entertainment rooms, restaurant, and 24-hour security. Sultan Sky, a new perspective in the sky.
Hello, this is Lawyer Wisdom of Wismart Solicitors. Join me this and every Friday on OT TV from 8 to 9 p.m. for all your UK immigration matters. I hope to see you there. Thank you.
Hello, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to the OT TV Health Talk Show. My name is Abena, and I will be your host for today. So before I announce the guest speaker, just a few housekeeping rules, as per usual. First of all, a big welcome to all of you who are here, all our audiences. Shout out to YouTube and Facebook, and a warm welcome to anybody who's joining us for the first time, even though I don't see anybody new on here yet. Also, please tell a friend to tell a friend. Please get people on the show, because it's one of our own that is hosting today, and I will be allowing her. I will give her the chance to introduce herself, or I'll introduce her on very soon. But before that, just to say, This show is brought to you by Taptap Send. As you know, like, share, follow, download, use the best in the business. And just to tell you how the show runs, Inti, we'll have our guest speaker talk to us about the topic for today, and then after that, there'll be a sort of a chance for Q&A sessions. So, as you all know, this month is the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and so who better than to talk to us about breast cancer? So we have our very own, I call her Auntie Emma, but I think her official name is Felicia Wright. And she will be coming on to talk to us about breast cancer. She is a professional in the business and she will introduce herself properly and give us all the tea about what she does. And then, so Auntie Emma, please, if you will.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah, thank you, Lady Abner. I thought Dr. Akos was going to be on, but I think she's not on today. But that's fine. Yeah, as you all know, I'm Felicia Wright, but I always disguise myself as Amma. Yeah, I'm a midwife, a specialist midwife, a health visitor, and a lactation consultant. I've got other bits which I don't want to talk about, but purely this is me. So that's me. Thank you, Abuna.
Thank you, Auntie Amma. So I suppose you're going to talk to us about breast cancer.
Yes, yes. I was told to talk about my journey, but I just wanted to just throw a bit more light on the breast cancer awareness month, which is definitely today. No, for this month. Sorry. So someone will ask, why is it that they don't talk about other cancers and then they talk about breast cancer? And I should have actually put on my pink top, but never mind. I've got, yeah. But October has just been put aside to create awareness of breast cancer. Again, is to promote early detection, which I always talk about, and then raise awareness about the importance of screening. The importance of screening. We'll talk about that later on. And then the month for the awareness week, we talk about fundraising because cancer still they haven't actually got a cure. So the month is just the awareness month is to raise funds for researches and then support affected people. So if you know anyone who is going through any cancer, I won't just say breast cancer per se, but any cancer, let's do well to support them. And the month is also being used as educational campaign. So thank you, Taptap Send, for supporting. Help supporting the Ghanaian community or our community to know more about breast cancer. And then again, we're going to talk about the risk factors. I don't think we'll be able to finish today, but I'll try. Talk about this thing, the risk factors and the symptoms. Everyone is different, so we'll talk about that. And then also to encourage us or everyone to make lifestyle changes. Don't forget, we've learned so many bad habits, our eating habits, the things we do. So again, this month is just to, to help people to make or to create awareness that people need to make lifestyle changes to reduce the risk of cancer. So yeah, so that's the month. That's the woman in our no. And I will just I was told to talk about my journey, and maybe that will help other people to actually know. I mean, I don't know if anyone hasn't heard about my story. I didn't hide. Initially, it was quite difficult. 2013, I just found a gland. It wasn't a gland. It was should I call it a gland underneath my armpit? And when I palpate it, said me. Hey, palpate. Now I think you help me today, lady.
Sorry.
When you I just want to talk about when you palpate it, when you move it around, when I touch it, when I feel it, it moves. So I felt, oh, okay. So I spoke to my GP.
Auntie Amma, just to cut you off, I'm sorry to cut you off. Is it possible to sort of like position your camera a bit better, because I say you're
Oh,
out of
okay,
the
sorry.
frame? And
Sorry, yeah.
yeah,
Is it okay now?
yeah,
Is it
it's
better?
better.
Okay, sorry, yeah. Um, so yeah. So when I palpate it, I notice it moves around, it goes, so I spoke to my GP about it. And then he said, oh, no, when I was very young, I used to love my underwear bra. So what I was told was, oh, maybe it's the bra. So I just came home. It was painless, nothing. That was 2013. 2016. I just felt, no, this is not right. It's been there, and sometimes it swells up. You notice that it's bigger, because I always check myself, because I was an infant feeding coordinator then. So, and I do work with the breast care nurses. So I was very particular about, always trying to check myself. So one day I was just checking myself, and I felt, oh, this thing is just getting a bit bigger. I need to just go and check. And then spoke to my GP and said, oh, okay, oh, you are 47. Okay, you can go and have a mammogram. Lo and behold, I did the mammogram. Mammogram said everything was clear. So I just thought, okay, that's fine. But there's something which I always tell people: let's, your instincts, trust your instincts. My instinct, there was something telling me this is not right. Let them do something about it. And it wasn't that easy. I had to fight for what was right for me. And to my surprise, I requested for a scan. So eventually, I got it after so many. Should I say? I don't want to call it an argument, but trying to convince them that I needed it. So the consultant reluctantly said, okay, go and have it done. And you will come back and everything will be okay. I said, okay, that's fine. Because I wanted to go home with a clear mind that I'm okay. So I went and then I had the scan. During the scan, it was quite difficult, very difficult. The consultant who was doing the scan, when you're a health professional, when things are not going on well. So I felt, oh, okay. The way she was just on and on, and I said, is everything okay? She said, yeah, 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 yeah. But I said, no, I don't like the look on your face. Tell me what it is. I don't like to be. And she said, oh, tell me how you felt this. And I said, well, so I narrated the story to her. Then she kept quiet. I said, then spill it out. What is it? And then she said, do you know all along you've been feeling your lymph nodes? And I was like, wow, is that my lymph nodes? Why is it there? And she said, where it is, it's a bit suspicious. So I had to have a biopsy there and there. And it was very invasive. By the time I came back home, I couldn't actually do anything because I was in so much pain. So after a week, I was told to come for the results. But, usually they ask you to bring someone with you. I went on my own. So they said, well, we need someone. You need to call a family member, your next of kin. Someone has to be with you. I said, no, I don't need anyone here. Just let me know. Eventually, I was forced to call my husband, but I told, because I've got, at that time my kids were very young, so husband was with them. So I said, don't come. I will just manage this. So they came in with 2 nurses, and I'm telling you, because maybe when you're going through it, this is what they will say. I mean, you will see. And the nurses came in, and I just thought, what is it? One person, I've got about 4 or 5 people in the room. What's going on? And then the consultant broke the news that the biopsy revealed that they found cancer cells, and the result says it's coming from my left breast. So that was the beginning of the journey. It was very difficult. I had to have a lot of screening, going for CT scan, going for MRIs, bone profile. I mean, it was just, I would say about 4 weeks of intense. Sometimes I will have about 6 appointments in a week. I did everything, and they had to make the decision within 6 weeks for me to have the treatment. Everyone on this, it wasn't an easy time for me at all. When you think you eat very well, you eat organic and you do all sorts, and then they tell you this. It was very difficult time. At that time, I thought cancer, as some people still believe, when you have cancer, they think that is a death sentence. Yes, I thought it was a death sentence. So many things were going through my mind. My religion helped me because I'm a Christian. I had to read the book of Job within, I think, about 3 or 4 days, just to give myself, because I needed my faith to be increased. So it was quite difficult. I didn't want to go for the treatment because of the stories I've heard about chemo kills the cancer cells, this, that. But again, I had to make a decision, and it wasn't an easy decision. I had quite a few friends. I don't have much friends who advised me. Initially, I said no, but I just had the confidence. I had some pastor friends who were praying for me, and then it came out that this wasn't unto death. So eventually, I started the treatment, and the journey wasn't that easy. Everyone is different, but I had it all. So I had a chemo. The first shot, all my hair fell off. Became very weak, couldn't walk, just name it. But I sailed through it, and then during the 5th course of the chemo, I noticed I was dying. It was serious. Couldn't walk, couldn't do anything. I was just lying down. I was begging them to stop. But again, I was just told, because I've had the biopsy, there will be loitering cells going around, and you don't want it to travel. So eventually I had to listen to the medics, which is very difficult because sorry, it was quite difficult, very, very difficult for me, because you've heard so many stories. You've seen people who died. You've seen people, the chemo affects them. All I could do was just to say, God, just help me to go through this, because it wasn't that easy. So by the seventh, I was given 8 chemos, but the seventh one, after the seventh one, Usually you go and have your blood test just for them to check your levels. If your HB has gone down, lo and behold, mine got down. I started with 13 or 130, and then I ended with 9, which wasn't that bad. I didn't have blood transfusion. Thank God for that. So went through that, and eventually this after the 7th, the 8th, I felt I was just wasting away. So I told the consultant, you give me the 8th one, I'll die. So they stopped. And when they stopped, I regained some strength. And then after that, I had to see the surgery. And then after the surgery, I had radiotherapy. My period stopped the first time I had the chemo, and then menopause started. The symptoms, it was just very difficult. It's as if I had it all. The menopause symptoms were so severe that they had to refer me to a professor at St. Thomas's. And after listening to me, he said, listen, this is the extreme. Unfortunately, we can't do anything for you. So I left the place looking at the consultant, the professor. Why did I come here then? But it's good I went. So it did affect me. I had some side effects. I had severe chronic fatigue constantly. I feel tired. I don't even feel like doing anything. And I thought, why me? Why me? I can see people going and coming. Why is it that, when you are very hyper or active, active. And then all of a sudden, you can't do the things. It's just very depressing. And especially when you see anyone going through cancer, please, 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 please support them as much as you can, because, and please, no stigma. I'll beg everyone, no stigma, because at that time, you don't know what people are going through. You don't know what people are going through. It is the fear of death. You hear people dying, you be on the treatment with people and they will die, and you ask yourself, so again, while I was going through the treatment, I didn't know anyone who has had breast cancer. I mean, the Caucasians, yes, I knew, because they would come out and say, but we, the African community, I didn't get anyone. Sometimes you need someone who has had it to just find out, oh, how did you cope with it? Nothing. And I was like, hey. So during the course of my the journey, I was approached by one researcher who was doing a PhD in breast cancer. So we worked together. She wanted to find out why I came for the treatment, because I mean, when you go for the treatment, you see Caucasians. So she followed me through, and then there was a question she asked me. She said, why did you go for the treatment? And I said, excuse me, why are you asking me such a question? And then she said, the reason why I'm asking you this question is that the Black community, as soon as we are being given the diagnosis, all we do is just, to my surprise, I was shocked when she did Tofiakwa. And I said, oh, okay. But she said, I followed you. You're very calm. And you listen to the medics, although you're a healthcare professional, that you could have challenged them. But that time was very emotional, to me, and I couldn't actually say it. So I had a couple of friends who were also health professionals who would take turns to come with me, and then they would be asking the questions. So whilst I was going through, they thought I had some, I don't know if they thought I had some mental issues, because I didn't want to talk. I just felt like, let me just, store it within. but I'm so grateful to the friends who were with me, who supported me, and they're still supporting me. Thank you. I know some of you are on. Thank you. You are listening. Yeah. So that was the journey, and then after that, I had the radiotherapy, which it was okay, but it was tiring because you had to go. I think I had it for, is it 4 weeks, every day, Monday to Friday. I sailed through that, and then I kept on seeing the having my yearly mammograms. It's very emotional. Well, it's very emotional when, let's say, I normally do my mammograms in September. So just imagine when it's August, I'll say, oh God. But to God be the glory, the first 5 years I had to have it every day, every year. And then now, this is my second year. And now I do have it once in 2 years. Again, I had to make a lot of life changing I had to lifestyle changes. I had to change a lot of things about me, which I don't want to go through it now. I mean, if you ask me the questions, I will be able to just tell you. I had to change the way I eat, the way I sleep, everything. I would just say everything because I didn't want a reoccurrence of breast cancer. So my eating habits, I had to change it. And that's about me. To God be the glory. Next year, February, will be 10 years. Thank God. It hasn't been that easy, but God took me through. So thank you, everyone. If you need to just ask me any questions, or Lady Abner, if you want me to say more. Again, sorry, before Lady Abner comes in, I wanted to talk about breast cancer in men. There is breast cancer in men. It's not just women. So please, I was trying to get someone to come on, but I haven't been able to get the person to come on. I've seen quite a few of them in Ghana. There's a man who had it, and then was it about 2 or 3 weeks ago? He was creating awareness for men to just telling men that yes, breast cancer is real. I mean, it's men too can have get breast cancer. So yes, there is the same symptoms that we do. Women do have, men too do have the same. The nipple, I mean, the breast changes, a lump. Let's say this. I mean, the breast changes colors, but in men, one thing that I have just observed is, or when I spoke to someone who had breast cancer, but he was a Caucasian. Men don't really check, and men. I'm not trying to stick, put men on the spot, but men don't really seek medical advice early. And most of the things I have always talked about is early detection, because when cancer is being spotted early, you have a greater chance of surviving. I had the opportunity to visit someone, and I kept on just talking about, early screening. Actually, I spoke about screening that time, the importance of screening. And when I spoke to the person, he said, I have to go and do this. I don't want to go and do it. So I just said, listen, it is best. I had to just really advise her, sat her down. I can't tell you word to word, but I remembered I had to just really speak to her. The following week, she went and then did some checks. And lo and behold, when she went to have her checks, they found out that she had cancer of the kidney, and it was just stage 1. But every time, when she speaks to me, she says, you are a savior, because I wouldn't have actually done anything, and this thing would have spread and I would have been dead by now. And I have quite a few people I've pushed to go and do the screening, the how do you call it, the smear test and other things, and then they came back, hey, if so screening is very important. I always tell people, I mean, I was talking about men. I'll just advise men to also just check their breasts. If there's any changes, they feel any lump, they need to just go. They shouldn't just push it aside, because breast cancer in men is real, and the survival rate is not that high, because by the time men spot breast cancer, it is late. So I will advise every man, please, breast cancer in men, it's real. So please always check yourself as you would check your prostate and other things. So please check yourself. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Auntie Amma. I think you probably has said what we all want to say. Very proud of you to share your story. Some of us have had the privilege of hearing your story already, but you've also come on here today because it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and you've shared your story more personally and more detailed. So we thank you very much for it, and we bless God that you're still here. And we praise God that you survived, and
Survived.
you're here. It's been 10 years, and that's an amazing story, obviously. This is a testament, first of all, to how strong you are, and also
Mhm.
the fact that there is treatment and help out there. And if we are
Yes.
able to access it early, you
Mhm.
don't have to die, particularly from breast cancer.
Yes.
So yes, it's great. It's great. So we'll go on a short commercial break, and then when we come back, there will be questions. We'll open up the Q&A session, and then people can sort of probe into, ask more questions, and have more discussions about your journey and whatever we're curious about with breast cancer. So thank you so much once more.
Thank you.
We'll go on a quick short commercial break, and we'll be back soon.
Thank you.
Will we be having adverts, studio?
Well, I have one advert I can play for you.
Well, should we hear from Lakwabi? If not, we can obviously continue the show if that's how it
I
goes.
can play my advert for
Oh,
you.
of course, you'll play your advert, of course. Okay, I think perhaps it's worth playing your. I just don't want you to be in the middle of your advert and then studio also plays the advert. If I could just get confirmation that it's okay for Dr. Akuz to go ahead and play her advert.
Somebody has to help me share the screen anyway.
Okay, that will be me. Hold on. Where are you? Um, I don't think I'm the host, so I can't. Dr. Chris?
Oh yeah, I don't. Well, let me see. Okay, did it? Oh, it does. It did let me. Okay, fine. I'll just play a short advert for what we talked about the last time, in terms of the mental health awareness. So I'm just gonna start it. Okay, thanks. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, I'll start now.
Mental Health Awareness Day. Mental health is just as important as physical health. Asking for help is a strength, not a weakness.
It's okay not to be okay.
Break the silence and the stigma.
I'm currently part of the team at Safe Spaces, and this Mental Health Awareness Day on the 10th of October 2025 at 7 p.m. we're bringing you our first ever exclusive Zoom meeting with mental health specialist Angel Fura, who's going to talk to us about spotting the symptoms of mental health, especially in children. So Safe Spaces is a charity with the aim to basically support young children from the ages of 13 to 17 who may suffer with mental health, especially from African families. So this talk is just one of our first series where we're going to go through this with the parents, carers, or guardians of children from these backgrounds who might need a little bit more support, just helping them figure out what the symptoms of mental health are, where they can go for help, and what the next steps would be. We hope we see you on Friday.
Yep. Thank you, Dr. Akos. There you go, guys. So that's date for the diary on Friday. I will circulate, Dr. Akos will circulate the necessary links for us to join. Let's all please go help support Safe Spaces. Okay, so now we're at the Q&A session. So for most of you here who obviously know how things go on, Auntie Amma, I think I can call you Auntie Mama, has just taken us through her very personal journey of breast cancer, what she went through, and the fact that she's a survivor of breast cancer, and also she is a healthcare professional, so she can answer some healthcare questions, of course. So yes, so at this stage, the floor is open for questions, on breast cancer. If you'd like to know, I certainly have a few that I want to ask. And also perhaps on any health topic that Auntie Amma can help us with. There are also healthcare professionals among us in the in the audience. I spot Auntie Comfort, I spot Dr. Well, she's vanished now, but Dr. Akuz was there. So yeah, of course, we all help each other. But yes, so the floor is open. Dr. Akos has shared the details of her safe spaces. So on Friday, please do help support. So I'll start with my question, which was, I think you mentioned the fact that you eat organic, you eat healthy, you already eaten healthy, you already eaten organic, and you still happen to get breast cancer. So I guess what are the risk factors of getting breast cancer? Obviously, eating healthy is not necessarily a way to stop it from happening.
Okay, thank you, Lady Abner. Yes, and that's, I mean, when I had the diagnosis, I love my Sainsbury's because that's where you could get your organic. I try to eat well. When I got the diagnosis, I just sat down and just, as a health professional, you need to just do reflection. So I had to reflect and ask myself why. I was asking myself, why did I get this? And in my family, there's no history. Although there are some people who have died, and they won't tell you it was cancer, but I have just got some information that they had cancer. So I um I'm just trying to choose the words very well. I would say stress because I took up a role as an infant feeding coordinator, and I think sometimes you've got to sit down to reflect, and then I was just looking in. I was looking around me, what could cause this. Yes, I have had, and I don't want to talk about that one because I don't know how far it's true. I had fertility treatment. I had quite a lot, and it didn't work whilst I was just trying to conceive. So, um, mm, initially, I thought it was just because of the treatment which I had and some of the medication because the side effect was C. So I just thought, okay, but looking back, I I was in a very stressful role, which during that time, my role had a sequence attached to it, and I had to meet a target. And Ghana ni yɛma yɛn adwuma yɛtumi yɛ no 200%. So I had to achieve. And within 9 months of just getting into the role, I had to meet the targets every quarter. It wasn't that easy. I was away from home most of the time. I had little children. I had to travel from I live in between Woolwich and Charlton to Kent. And then my meetings were in Canterbury and other. It was quite stressful. And then I had to do trainings for doctors. It was quite difficult for one person. Although I had an admin who was supporting me, it was quite a stressful job. So I thank God I left it before I had the diagnosis, because when I noticed that it was getting a bit stressful, I just decided, listen, enough of it. Let me just leave midwifery and then go into health visiting. So that's the reason why I just actually left. And then after my training, 1 year into the training, after the training, I worked for just 1 year and then I had the diagnosis. So I will attribute it to stress, because stress is very, I don't know if, I think stress has been dealt on this platform before. Stress is very deadly. Sometimes we don't really know. We stress ourselves, put ourselves in situations that we shouldn't, and it does affect us. So I would just say stress and some of the medication I took.
Okay, thank you. Stress is definitely a killer. I think as you've said, we've mentioned stress on here a lot, and a lot of us don't even know what stress is. To be honest, we don't even know what stress is us and what actually is stress.
Mm,
Doctors have said they'll come and talk to us about stress.
mm,
So yeah, okay. And in your putting on your sort of like, so to say you're double hatting, so you're like a patient and a healthcare professional. So putting on the healthcare professional hat on,
mhm.
how would you explain breast cancer?
Breast cancer. Okay. Breast cancer is where you found, we encourage everyone to just check their breast if there's any different, or if you found anything different. Let's say the color has changed, you've seen some rashes on. It's not actually pain. Most people don't really associate pain to something is wrong. Sometimes you just see a lump, and then you think that, oh, it's painless. As I saw the gland, I thought it was gland, not knowing it was my lymph nodes. For 3 years, I think I'm the Minkwana Nyamedomi. It's just the grace of God, because you know what would have I don't know what would have happened, living with it for 3 years. So again, anything that you see on your body, and I'm not talking about just breast, anything you see on your body that you think that, listen, this is not right, you need to go and have a check. So it's not just but breast cancer. Doing your daily checks. It depends on you. I tend to just do it every now and then. I think I was too addicted, and thank God I had to win myself. For every day I would just check. But now I've stopped that. I do check regular. So checking if there are any lumps in your breast, if you've seen any. Sometimes a BBC or to say pimples. I know a friend of mine called me and said, "Oh, I see there's a pimple on my breast," and I just said, "Go and have it checked." It wasn't a lump, but it was breast cancer. So I always say, I don't want to just define it, but anything that you see on your body and you think, no, this is not right, please, I'll urge you to just go and see your GP. Just go and have a second opinion. When you go and then they say, oh, it's nothing, listen to your instincts. If you think, no, I need to check it, you can go to another hospital or seek the opinion of another GP and then let them check it for you. But please don't leave it. Please. I hope I've answered this question, Dr. I nearly said Dr.
Yeah. Well, you're a doctor, Dr. Abena. No, absolutely. Thank you very much. I mean, if there are any further questions, audiences, you can obviously ask your questions as well. And you mentioned a rash, a pimple. That's quite interesting. This is the first time I'm hearing that. But I guess to the point of any changes on your breast, you should be checking those out.
Yeah.
And I also thank you for sort of like mentioning the fact that men are also susceptible to breast cancer.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, that's something that, just like prostate, I don't think we have prostate as women, but that there are certain cancers that some genders feel like they don't get, because the should I say, the emphasis is sort of based on women. And I think the question that I wanted to ask was that, as women, we are taught to raise your hand up, stand in the mirror, check yourself, and look for lumps, rashes, or whatever the case might be. In terms of men, what are the early signs or symptoms that a man is getting breast cancer? Is it the same thing? Do they get lumps? Because obviously they don't know how.
Yeah, they do get the same symptoms like women. The guy I spoke to a couple of years ago, when he noticed there was I think it was the nipple. His was on the nipple, and then it started bleeding.
Okay.
So that was when he recognized that something is not right here. So took it to the GP, and then that was when they found out that he had breast cancer. So he went through the treatment. It wasn't easy at all, because being in a group with women, it was just like, being a male, you feel, but I mean, he too didn't keep it to himself. As the Ghanaian man, there's a Ghanaian man who actually survived. I'm trying to get him to come in. It's best to get the men to just come and speak to the men, because they will just he will be able to just tell everyone his experience. Because I know he's come out, he's on some documentaries and other things. So yeah, so hopefully I will try and see if before the end of this month, I will get hold of him from Ghana to really come and speak to us about his experience or his journey. But he's recovered. He's recovered, and he's actually campaigning and really speaking to the men to also check, whilst the women are also checking themselves.
Okay.
And the survival rate for men is quite I think it's about, is it 84% or 74%? I was just, it's about 74% or 84%. I'm not quite sure, but the survival rate, if it's been diagnosed early, the survival rate is good. But if it's been left till stage 4 or later, when it's spread through your body, unfortunately,
Okay.
it's a bit deadly.
I definitely. I mean, when you were speaking, I think it would be great to have a male cancer survivor to also share their story. And I think in the end, again, I'll speak to the doctors, whoever is available, but it would be good to have maybe in the end, I think we did something similar last year, maybe get a bunch of male, female doctors or healthcare professionals together. In the end, have a panel and really just educate. Something of the sort. I'll speak to the healthcare professionals.
Yeah. I don't want us to limit it to breast cancer, because there's a lot. If you look at the survival rate for breast cancer, it's really on the increase. I mean, people are surviving because people are being aware.
Yeah, I mean,
Aware, of checking. Again, let's not forget the other cancers. Bowel cancer is on the increase.
Yeah, okay.
Other cancers are on the increase. Maybe breast cancer because of the awareness, and women, women will just go and speak to, we know how to educate ourselves. But again, the other cancers are there. The other cancers are there. You can't see it, and it saddens my heart when I had a phone. I always, I get a phone call saying, "Oh, can you help this person? He's just got a bowel cancer, and it's on the increase." And it's not just bowel, colon, and educating ourselves in this country is good, but educating Ghana, because people are also dying really bad. I mean, it's sad when you hear the person died and we don't do autopsy to find out what killed the person, but most of it is cancer, and Ghanaians are surviving cancer now. Ghanaians are surviving because I do speak to people back home, and people are coming out now, but we need more people, especially the Black community. I sit on the patient advisory board and some researches and other things. And it's so sad that before we don't go. If we don't go, how will they be able to treat us? Because the treatment, Dr. Akos to me bibi kakra afaba. We need the Black community. We need the Blacks to go in and then, just say yes. Just be part of the decision making, and then the researches and other things, so that they will know how to treat us, because there are inequalities
yes.
in the treatments, which every time we go for meetings, we do talk about it. The way I was treated and other people will come in, it was really bad. I don't want to sue. I don't mean pay blood money, but there were so many things that I could have actually sued, uh, people, but I just felt let's leave it, But the point is, let's make sure that we create the awareness, people go for their checks, and then we know how, we coping, and then the side effects of things. Yeah, there are things that you can do during the treatments, which will help. There are things that help me, because I got someone who went through it and then showed me what to do so that I don't go for blood transfusion, because that delays treatment and then infection and other things. And I thank God that I was able to sail through with no infection, with no blood transfusion, which was really a bonus. So again, let's make some life changing lifestyle changes to help us, so that we don't end up having cancer, not just breast cancer, all the cancers. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Auntie. I'll get Dr. Akos to talk soon. But so the life changing, no, not the life changing,
Lifestyle changes.
that you speak of, is it like exercising more, water, food,
Yeah.
things
Walk,
like that,
eating well, resting,
resting? Okay.
having not even taking a break, and then managing stress. I will just talk about managing, because that is how I've helped myself. How to manage stress is very, very important. I've done mindfulness, or I've done quite a lot of things which has actually helped me. When I'm stressed, I know how to control myself. Yeah, and then again, our eating habits, our carbohydrates and other things, we need to cut down. We need to your fufu no. Yes, I don't say I've eaten fufu today, please. Don't get me wrong. But the point is, don't get near young quinish fridge for 1 month and now 1 week, and then we'll be eating the fufu powder. Oh, too much sodium. There's a lot of things. When you actually go into healthy eating, you will just know that we need to really cut down on, and then more exercise, drinking more water, cut down on the fizzy drink, cut down on the sugar. um Again, cutting down on the fast food. That is my biggest issue. Juvenile cancers are on the increase. Juvenile diabetes is on the increase. I don't just look at breast cancer, I look at the general, things that will not, you will see a child with cancer, and it's just, at first, cancer was for older people, but 10 years old, 5 years old, 12, 22, so we need to really make sure that, fast food no also. I had the opportunity to do a health talk for one church in, I think, in Walthamstow. It was for the youth, and then we had to talk about healthy eating, and I was shocked because I had to do it with them, and then we had to talk about, when what does it mean to you? I mean, when you hear healthy eating, what's the meaning? What is it meant to you? And to my surprise, the answers being given, and then I asked them what was their favorite meal, and I was shocked. McDonald's, the burger, this, and I just thought, come on. And then I asked them, how many times do you help your mother to cook? And after that, I had to really educate them. And then I told them to just really, even if their parents are busy, they can actually go to the kitchen and, try and cook something for themselves instead of just going out to buy the McDonald's, the fast food. It doesn't help. That is why there's a lot of diseases. And again, the food that we are eating, the GMOs are just too much. But I will leave that to the dietitians.
GMO for us, those of us that don't know what that is.
Oh, genetically modified. Sorry, foods. Yeah.
The doctors come on and you speak doctor language sometimes.
I'm so sorry, everyone.
No, but that's fine.
Yeah, but I mean, now I was told that the Food Standard Board in Ghana says nobody should eat kontomire because they found mercury in it. Was it on Monday?
Oh, okay. That would be due to our galamsey issues.
Galamsey issues, yeah. So they said other things. They said Tom Brown and other things, and I was like, God help me. The pesticides they use in it's just so much. So I mean, sometimes, yes, we're talking about cancer, but we need to just know what we are eating. I mean, I went to buy beans from one shop, and I always buy the bag, the 20 kg. I love my beans, and I ate more than half of it. And then there was a circular going on that, how do you call it? They recalled all the beans, and I thought, someone called me, have you bought beans from this shop? I said, yeah. They said, okay, they've recalled it, so you need to take it back. I said, oh, really? So I took it back. And when I took it back, I just told the gentleman, why did you recall it? The gentleman looked at me and said, oh, I'm surprised that you have asked this question. People have come in to take their money back. No one asked why. You are the first person. I said, really? I said, I want to know. He said the reason why they recall the beans is that they cancel, because I live in the the Royal Borough of Greenwich. So, so they tend to just go around the African shops to see the foods that they sell. And apparently, they took some of the beans, and then they found out that the pesticides in that bean, uh, beans, was just so high that they had to recall it. So just imagine, maybe half.
I see.
So again, whatever we eat, we need to, yes, Africa, Ponayam doesn't really spoil. But now, when you buy Ponayam, as soon as you cut it, let's say, we need to just really take note of what we eat. Very, very important. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Auntie. What was I even going to say? So definitely, I mean, my mom, for example, is very particular about pesticides, all these things, and no, usually my sister and I always say it's difficult to track these things in today's world. The preservatives and all the things you just can't avoid it sometimes. Also, another thing, this is not more so a question for you, but probably maybe one where we as a community should probably petition and help push because it's the government that can change certain things. Some of the complaints that we've had, especially growing up and everything, is that your friends that these fast foods now, or should we say, bad foods are cheaper than the healthy foods, cheaper than your vegetables and the ones that will help us. These foods, when you go there, you can get a bag of potatoes or a bag of chips for £1. It's very cheap. Baked beans, cheese. You don't need to worry about these other ones. So sometimes those that are, you know, when it comes to like money, those that are struggling a little bit or finding it challenging, it's very difficult to tell them to eat healthy when healthy foods are, pricier. So I think this is something that maybe we as a community can really, and doctors and healthcare professionals can really help push government to just
I think the
fair price.
doctors, I think the doctors or the health, national health has really done, I would say they've done some, but not everything. They've got the traffic system on the food that we eat. It tells you, and then they've managed to advise them to cut down on the sugar and other things, and then the sugar tax and all sorts. But the point is, we need to be wise at this time. We need to be wise. We need to eat well. It's not cheap. I will just tell you. If I tell, to me, as a main car, food is very expensive when you want to eat the right thing. It's very, very expensive. But the point is, do you want to live or you want to die? We work here, and I'm so sorry to say this, and I was a victim of that. Your dream fear. We don't want to look after ourselves. We think that, oh yes, we neglect ourselves, just to help other people. And then when you are ill, that is when you know that, hey, if I don't look after number one will not look after me. Number one is your own. So if you don't look after yourself, who is going to look after you? No one. So again, we need to just be, we need to look after ourselves. We need to eat very well. There's when you go to the shops, when I hear some, to say carrots, say, the price has gone down. You can get carrots 20p. Broccoli. Things are. When you shop well, you can get, there's Aldi, there's Lidl, there is Asda, Sainsbury's, even they've got their own brand, which is cheaper, so we need to just really, yes, I know fast food, and this generation prefers the fast food. But again, we, the parents, have to teach our children. My daughter just went to uni, and I was so shocked. I was so scared because Wolfie, and every time I have to fight her to say, you've got to eat what is at home. You are not going out. So I thought when she goes to uni, she's going to eat all the junks and everything. I was so shocked when she did, mekona yam no, and then did angwamo and tolo beef, and then had her broccoli beside it, and is it carrots, and yeah. And then she took a picture and she said, Mom, you think I'm eating junks? I'm eating healthy. And I was so proud. I was so proud of her. So we the parents, I know it's difficult, what you are adding, you've got to go to work, you've got to do, but again, let's try as much as possible to help ourselves. Lifestyle changes, please. Let's rest. Ubeko holiday, anyese Ghana na ubeko ni debia. Ko baby say Dubai crown na ubeko. Nobody is going to, because Ghana, I don't call Ghana as a holiday. And it's stressful when you go to Ghana. By the time you are sleeping, you think you want to rest. Somebody is knocking on your door because what is a wapa? It doesn't help us. So when I recovered, that's part of the things that I had to say to myself. Yes, I'll go to Ghana. Don't get me wrong, but I will go to other places too to just rest. Because if I had died almost 10 years ago, I don't think I would have really been. Let me enjoy life. Because I was constantly busy, 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 busy. Then I go to Ghana and come back as a holiday. Meko a year, now I call Southampton, Pepper Pig World. I take the children and then all this Legoland. But it wasn't a holiday, But now I look after myself. I rest very well. I eat very well. And God is helping me. There's one thing that I will say to everyone. God has given us the body. He says it's the temple. We need to look after the temple. If we look after our bodies will look after us. I wish someone told me this before I had all this. But I've noticed that when you look after your body very well, it helps you. Thank you.
Thank you, Auntie. After this one day, you gave your final way, but me, I had one more question.
Yeah, no, give me. Bring it.
So when you were speaking, this is about your treatment. So I think you mentioned how chemo made you feel. You were very weak. As somebody who's gone through it, and if someone has cancer, this is a very difficult question that I'm asking for healthcare professionals. So being a patient in that, would you say what is your take on having chemotherapy? Would you say it's the only treatment that can and will kind of help? Or if you were to do it again, would you go through chemotherapy or would you try other ways, other sort of routes?
Just one thing, the Lady Abner, I'll say to you, I don't do things just by, okay, I want to do this. I always pray about it. Let God speak. Before I went for the treatment, I didn't want to. I didn't want to at all because I've heard bad things. There was a midwife who I worked with. She had the first chemo and then she died. And it was just, I think about under a year, this happened to me. So just imagine hearing that. I just said, no way, I'm not going to go through it. And it wasn't that easy, but I had to pray. Other people too close to me had to pray. And then the word came, this is not unto death. So that, yeah, going through chemo, no. That's why I've decided I don't want to go through chemo. I've got to look after myself because chemo is harsh. I am struggling. My teeth was just dark. It hasn't. It's still discolored. You won't see it, but I'm dealing with the side effects of the chemo. I couldn't go back to work. The last time I went back to work was 2016. Couldn't go back to work. I had my cannula tissued. The chemo went underneath my skin. Prior to that, there was a Nigerian lady who had the same thing, and she had her elbow amputated. Yeah, because the chemo went underneath her skin. I thank God that I've got some permanent damage, but again, you need the faith to just live. So I would say, if I have to go through chemo again, no, I don't want to. So in view of that, there are things that I'm doing to help myself not to go through it. And whoever wants to know what I'm doing, you can contact me.
You heard it here first. Contact Auntie. So then she's also giving us a few things. Take care of yourself, eat healthy. I mean, we all have heard a lot about chemotherapy, and I think I was going to ask a question because and I think yourself, Auntie Amma, the healthcare professionals online to come from looking at the for Dr. Host, if you all can also help with this question. So I came across a post on Instagram about a lady who apparently found the cure to cancer. Unfortunately, she died of cancer. And I think in the comment section, which I normally always read the comment section, there was a lady who said I don't know what kind of cancer she had, but she had done chemo and she was just feeling so tired, so weak. She'd just given up and she just said no more. She just was going to stop eating because if she basically fasted. So she was urgent, and she said through fasting and eating less, that killed off the cells of the cancer, because obviously you eating feeds the cancer, isn't it? Well, that's what it is. So you're eating or whatever, which breaks down into glucose or whatever it is, and it feeds the cells. So obviously starving helped her cure her cancer in a way. The way it didn't cure, yeah, she's been in recession, she says. And down the comment section, a few more people actually said they have found that when they were having cancer, fasting, or should I say not eating, proved to be very, very good in helping them beat cancer. How true, or how, like, what are your takes on this as healthcare professionals?
Okay, can I just say this before Dr. Kos and Auntie Comfort comes? Do you know I was told to starve myself of sugar? Naturally, I don't like sugar. So after the treatment, I stopped eating sugar. No honey, nothing. If I started with Manuka honey, and then I stopped, and I starved myself of sugar. Carbohydrates, no. Instead of eating rice, I'll eat fonio. I look for the substitute for things. And for 3 years, I started having hypos. Instead of having hyper, my sugar levels were low. That made me to have, they diagnosed I was pre-diabetic from 2021. And don't forget, I've stopped eating sugar, stopped eating carbohydrates, take my soursop and other things. It became an issue for me because hypos are very dangerous than hyper. It was something which I was dealing with, and it wasn't an easy thing at all. I was doing intermittent fasting. I did it for a long time, but I noticed my body was still not right. So last year, in December, when they did my HbA1c, that's to check for diabetes, because I do check it every year. From 44, it jumped to 47. So my GP said, yes, I know, because of the anti-cancer drug which I'm taking tamoxifen for 10 years. So the side effect is weight gain and then diabetes. But to God be the glory, I've maintained my weight. And but the diabetes was just, the pre-diabetic was still there. So December, when I did it, it was 47. So the GP said, listen, we are going to repeat this after 6 months. And if we repeat it and it's more than the 47, then I'm afraid, just to help your pancreas, I don't want you to have any other thing. So I will have to put you on medication. Wow, when he said it to me, I don't want to be on any medication again because I know what medication has done to my body. So I just decided, listen, it became a prayer point number one. I had to stop intermittent fasting, went back eating my sugar. And when I say this, you would think, what's the matter with her? Because I read a lot about sugar because the cancer cells feed on sugar and all sorts. So I didn't eat sugar, but I started taking honey. Went back on honey a little bit. Instead of, drinking my tea without sugar, I would just put a little bit of honey. I started eating my rice, not too much. Stop eating the things that were making me. And lo and behold, after 6 months, that was it in July, August, I can't remember. I went to do it, and now I'm not pre-diabetic again. So I don't know if Dr. Coase wants to add something to it.
Yes.
Or anti-comfort.
And anti-comfort, yeah. What are your takes on starving yourself to starve the cancer cells?
Well, if you think about what cancer is just basically an overgrown cell. So it uses the same energy that the body uses to grow. Just that the only thing is it's a bit like a baby where it basically takes more of the energy from the rest of the body. So it's using the same cells that the energy is running on. So whatever you're feeding your body to give your body energy, essentially the cancer is feeding on it. And that's what makes cancer so difficult to treat, because essentially you can't say that you're not, like, if you starve yourself for too long, you're going to die. So will the cancer cells, but obviously you will die with the cancer cells. Even one of the tests that we do is called a glucose uptake test for cancer. That's one of the ways which we diagnose cancer. So what we do is we feed you glucose and then we take a scan of you. When we take a scan of you, the cancer cells shine more brighter than the rest of your cells, because the cancer cells take more of the glucose than your body. But essentially your body takes up the glucose as well. It's just that the cancer cells are greedy and they take more of it. So I guess the reason I'm giving a bit of that background is just to say, yes, starving yourself does help. Because like I said, if you starve yourself, the idea is eventually you will die, but so will the cancer cells. But it's just difficult because essentially whatever you do for yourself, which is good for you, is also good for the cancer. Exactly. And that's why when you kill cancer, essentially you can also end up killing yourself in the sense. If you think about chemo and radio, when you're trying to kill the cancer cells, you end up losing your hair because you've killed your hair cells. You end up, losing, your skin becomes really dry because you're killing your skin cells. So anything that you do to kill the cancer cells affects your normal body as well. So that's what makes it really difficult to treat cancer, if that makes sense. But starving works. Is the bottom line.
Bottom line. So, okay. Oh, thank you, Auntie Comfort. That's fine. It was just sort of to have your, take on this starving thing that I saw. So essentially, she starved herself, but luckily, maybe her cancer cells were less than her normal cells, so she was able to put, rid of her cancer cells while some normal cells. I don't know what it is, but a lot of people were sort of advocating for that. Just simple starving yourself will kill your cancer cells. In theory, it works, but obviously you can also die because, whatever you do for yourself will also affect the cancer cells, which is fine. Okay. Thank you guys for everything. I think we've taken much time. It's 9:30. Thank you. Just before we go off, Auntie Amma, perhaps just your last sort of message for anybody who has been diagnosed with any cancers, particularly breast cancer, or is going through that journey, or knows somebody who is going through that sort of journey. Any sort of words, encouragement, last words, support, for them.
Okay. What I would say is I'll just urge everyone, if you have anyone around you who is going through cancer treatment, please don't stigmatize the person. Don't start saying things that you don't know about. Support them as much as you can. If you don't know what to do, please don't open your mouth. Maybe one because that time, no, it's very, very sensitive for anyone going through the treatment. So please, I'll say number one, support anyone going through it. When I say support, just, I would say what you can do for the person, anything, even support. I had people who come home to really help me prepare my food, the family foods, uh, buy things for me. I mean, I had support, I must confess to everyone. But so support is the key. Again, if you know, and I mean, if it's you going through the treatment, everyone is different. I may go through one thing and I may, it may affect me. You'll be an affecting. Obi will go through chemo and then still be at work. I couldn't do that. Not that I'm a weaker person. I'm a very active and strong-headed, but I won't say it. But again, yeah, but I couldn't help myself during that time. So everyone is different. I don't want to say that, as we say in health, everyone is an individual. So when if you are going through the treatment, don't keep quiet. If you need help, ask for help. Ask the appropriate questions. If you think that, oh, I don't have much knowledge, and you have a friend who is in health and has got a bit of knowledge in that field, I'll say just speak to the person. When you go and see the consultant, maybe the person can help you to ask the question, because I'm a very, very strong person, but when it came to the cancer treatment, I didn't even talk. It was people who were just, will ask questions on my behalf and then will talk for me. But me personally, I just shut down. I didn't want to talk to anybody. And that was my coping mechanism. But please, if you can't, please let someone advocate for you, and just have the faith in the God that you serve, or the Allah that you serve, that He's able to heal you. But one thing I would say is, please, 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 early intervention, early detection, early detection, early intervention saves life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Auntie Amma, for today's session. Thank you for coming in to share your story. Thank you for your journey, and thank you for the advice. My particular takeaways are: live in Royal Borough of Greenwich, because obviously they do really good with checking the pesticide stuff. Great stuff. So if you can move to Greenwich, no. Also,
No, I think that it's not just Greenwich. I think most of the boroughs are doing it.
of course, yeah.
Yeah, they're checking, because especially, and they've targeted the African community.
Okay.
Yeah, so they go to the shops and then take samples of what is there, and then if it's not right, they will sue you.
Okay.
I know of a shop which paid, I think, 160,000 because of something which was not meant to be on the shelf. So they are really checking them, and they yeah.
That's
So
great. I haven't heard that from my borrower, but I'll check. But if not, that's great. But no, that was a bit more of a light-hearted joke. But stress, really like the point about stress, particularly for those of us that go to Ghana or Africa or anywhere. When you go, don't go and live in your family home. Go to one resort somewhere, one corner. Don't let anybody know you are there. Rest. Like, just take care of yourself. It's very important. I think we do prioritize, our family homes, and they're all important, and we should help. But we should also take care of you first. So stress, managing stress, very important. Early intervention and early then
early early detection,
early detection, early intervention
early intervention saves life.
saves lives. And last but not least, I think I said this maybe last time with Dr. NAJ, we are all somebody's support system. So definitely, please do be supportive, and be mindful of the stigma, the kind of words that we use around people who are going through certain ailments. Just try and be supportive. And I think Auntie Amma mentioned something about an awareness on cancers. I think the awareness on breast cancer, great, should continue. But I think there's been a lot of awareness on breast cancer, whereas the certain cancers are sort of like still not in the limelight yet. And we will try to cover cancers on this session now that Auntie Emma has brought it to our attention. So we'll do that in the background and bring more sort of like cancers topics to the table. Again, thank you so much, Auntie Emma. Thank you to everyone who joined the session today. Thank you to Taptap Send and OTTV for allowing this to happen. Tomorrow, please, a time with Taptap Send, same time, same link. And on Friday, Dr. Akos is Safe Spaces. Is it Safe Spaces, Dr. Akos? Yes. She's put the details in the chat, so please look out for that. And if you can, please join, please support Dr. Akos as she launches her Safe Spaces initiative. There is also a time with a lawyer, but it's clashing. But if you can come and support Dr. Akos, because Ask the Lawyer will be there next week. Sorry.
It's not the same time. It's 7 o'clock. Ask the Lawyer is 8 o'clock. So
there we go. So you can make both. Excellent. So make sure that you are available from 7 to 9, I suppose. 7 to 8 for Dr. Akos. And 8 to 9 for Ask the Lawyer. Everybody gets to shine. Excellent. So there we go. So once again, shout out to everybody who has supported us, supported this space, and we will continue to try and bring you topics and everything. And thank you again, Auntie Emma, and we cannot thank you enough for sharing your story with us. And breast cancer, by the way, is a big topic for Dr. Akos and I, because we lost a cousin to breast cancer. So, very grateful that you are here to tell your story, but we lost a cousin to breast cancer. So this is a massive, massive topic for us. So thank you all for your support and everything, and see you all next Wednesday. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Well done, Lady Abna.
Thank you.
Sharing it to a successful end.
Thank you very much.
And comfort.
Well, I've said it openly before. How many people will share their story like this?
We need more people to encourage others.
Yeah. Okay. So is your hair back? This is the only question I'm asking.
My hair is back.
To encourage others.
Yeah, I was very hairy. The one on my body didn't actually it's there, but not as good as when I was growing up. And then my hair came back, so I've got hair now. But everything, I was Sakura.
Oh.
Yeah, but just for doing the treatment and yeah. But I've lost some hairs on my body, but that's fine.
Oh, you are a lady, so don't worry.
I'm not. Yeah. I'm not, but yeah.
Your crown is back. That's all.
My crown is back. That is more important to me. Yeah. My teeth is discolored, but
if you had not said it, we wouldn't know.
Honestly, to be honest,
now we're all looking for your teeth. Now we're all.
The African way of just doing, cleaning using Bordier, the Bordier anti-comfort, any anti-lazy, the Bordier, then the charcoal.
And
it didn't help me.
Yes, they told you to do that.
I tried everything in this country. I couldn't. And then I just went to Ghana, and I thought maybe that will also help me. But it stained, and I think the chemo was so strong.
Yeah.
It did really. I had, Dr. Kosbuami, your friend is simple. Diabetes people tend to get it, but neuropathy.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I had it. I was just dropping everything. Even still, I do, but it's much better. It's much better, yeah. But it's giving me a lot of issues. with my back and other things, but yeah.
But you've been living with it for since you recovered. How long ago? 10 years?
February will be 10 years by God's grace.
Yeah.
But it's just my mobility. When I walk, you know, in 90th Street, I sometimes use crutches when it's bad. Yeah, but I'm getting there. It's taking the NHS so many years. You know, it's sad, Dr. Kos. I hope you are there.
Yes.
Dr.
I was
Kos.
just about leaving, but you caught me.
No, Dr. Kos, when you man cancer, you know, I won't hide from you know. During the bone profiling, they found out that I had fluid in my sacroiliac, and I said everything to them. The oncologist said, "Oh, see your GP, and this is how I've been tossed and turned for how many years, only to just go and do an MRI." That they said because my ESR was just high. Now they found the cause. Just yesterday. But it's taking me how many years?
What's the cause, if you don't mind sharing?
They said there's an active disease. That's why my ESR has been going up in my back. Don't forget I've got a curved spine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a curved spine. Apart from this curved spine, they just told me I did an MRI. And then initially they thought it was an autoimmune. But thank God it's not an autoimmune. But they said they found an active disease. So I'm yet to see them.
What was it? Your spine
sorry to
pain?
hear
Is
that.
it due to the cancer or is it?
I was a very healthy person, you know. My mom is 81, no diabetes, no blood. She reads the Bible with no glasses.
Wow.
You know, and yeah, I don't know. I think it's all to do with the chemo.
When did they first find the fluid in the lungs?
No, in my sacroiliac.
Yeah, sorry, in the spine. When did they first find it?
I think it will be somewhere March 2016. Before the chemo.
2016.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 2016. Yeah.
Till now.
And I've fought, you know, I'm not the quiet type, you know, when something is not right, it's not right. Every time I go to the oncologist, you say, God, and this is how they've tossed and turned me. And I knew something was not right in my back. Initially, the cancer center said, oh, I had sciatica. So for about 3-4 years, they were treating sciatica. And sometimes 2 weeks, 1 month, I'll be in bed. I can't even walk.
But are they sure? Because if you had it before you had the cancer, and you've had the chemo.
I think it was, is it after? I can't remember.
Okay.
I can't remember when they found the fluid.
Chemo, which if it was active linked to the cancer, that should have sorted that out.
They said when they checked, oh, what is the word they used? They used a word to be, is it insignificant or so? They said they were, yeah. So they said, oh, it's not something because it's just a tiny fluid.
Okay,
so
fine.
they, you know, it wasn't. Every time I've had CT, MRI, and they'll say, oh, it's not anything serious, you know.
Yeah.
And then they push it aside. But I was struggling, you know. Sometimes in the mornings, you know, my movement is so difficult. Yeah, but now I kept on saying to them, stop doing my ESR because it kept on going and coming. You are telling me I've got a curved spine, inflammation in my back. That is why my ESR is going up. Into every time, you know, in a year, I can't tell you how many times I'll have blood tests. And I just told them, listen, stop. Now, they just called me yesterday and then booked an appointment for me. I've seen the rheumatologist and then, yeah, thank God it's not an autoimmune, but they said they found I don't know. I didn't. Usually, I will ask.
But
That
okay, but
what is
you've
it?
got a further chat anyway, so you'll know by at least by the end of the week. So
Dr. Course, we need time, mama.
you're not even.
Usually, usually I'll take my phone and check, Google, and then, what is it? What? I can't be bothered. I have God who is healing me.
I think it doesn't seem well. Let us see what they say. Let us see what, because if you've had it for that long, I suspect it is something, as they say, insignificant. But obviously, it's good that they know what it is now. So I think good that you go and find out what it is, and then let me know. You don't have to let everybody know, but let me know.
Oh, I will let you know. No, I'm not scared. I'm not scared. Even when I told my daughter, she said, "Oh, mom, don't go and Google anything."
Yeah,
Don't go to
definitely don't.
NHS. They know that I go to NHS just to check. But I just felt, what's the point? Because I've had MRI, CTs. I can't tell you how many I've had, oh, mommy. It's too much for my body, so I just feel, yes. I mean, you said yours. Let me, I'm okay.
I mean, I'm just happy to see that, you're lively, you're bubbly,
I have
looking
to
at
be.
you. In the first instance, I wouldn't even think that you were, you'd been through all of that. So no, well done.
It was
You're
bad,
just
though, doctor, because it was bad. I had people traveling everywhere to come and see me because it was bad. I couldn't come out of bed. I was just lying down in bed 24/7. And then everything was just being done for me. But now I go out. I don't like staying at home because the more I stay not in bed, that is when I get a bit stiff. So I prefer to walk about. So I think that's what has helped my weight. Because I was size 18. No, 18, 20 when I was having the treatment. But I've gone back to 12, 14.
Oh, wow, that's impressive. You should give us your tips on how you lost weight.
Doctor, because that one, we won't talk unless I come to Manchester.
I'll come and tell you you're eating rabbit food.
I've had fufu today.
Oh, that's good.
But
So
I
you're not
prepared.
eating just rabbit food.
No. I try to eat healthy. I take my soursop every day. Not every day. Now I do it, I think, about twice or 3 times in a week.
Wait, soursop, aluguntugi.
Aluguntugi, yes.
I've been craving aluguntugi like.
Me what?
Hold on, wait. Did you get that from the African market? Where'd you get aluguntugi from?
Hey, Dr. Kos, we no secret. I go to the market. When I was having the treatment, that's one of the things which helped me. When I was having my treatment, there was a guy, a Jamaican guy. I was buying it from him, I think 18.99 or 19.99 a kilo. In a week, no, Dr. Kos, we will buy between 150 to 200 every week, and I eat it. So I was eating it whilst I was having the chemo. Then I didn't stop because I did a lot of research into it. So then someone told me, hey, this thing, if you're going to eat it, you need to go to the market. So I go to the Spitalfield market. I wake up early in the morning. I wake my children up. So when I go, especially the ripe ones, no, and as I just buy it 200, 300 pounds. I bring it home. When it ripes, I take the skin, I take the seeds off, put it in bags, small bags, smaller bags, and then I freeze them. So I have like about 6 months worth in my fridge. So when I bring it out, I tend to do smoothies with it. I add strawberries because there's an enzyme.
I'll go and buy some.
Oh my God, you are not in London. Bro.
Oh, well, I'm in London like every week. My family's in London, so what the Yankasa backstage.
And we talk backstage,
But of
and then
course, now you know the one who has been promising you things. Hey, and are you pregnant?
I
Why are you
always say it's
craving for it?
anti-comfort, but it's true. And
no, if you tell me when you come in and I get one, I can actually save it for you.
Oh, meba.
Yeah, because me, I buy it in boxes, so I buy, let's say about 10 this in 20 kg, 10 kg, and then
Yankasa backstage because I look going to go in the
very good though.
very.
Me will leave no, wouldn't say me call Ghana, me ankasa na me hat. I don't dry it outside.
Okay.
Because according to science, say we are it kills the into what when I go me do na mama want it na ho fine na me dia to your kitchen into the meba no na dry into me ankasa me wo de ma dry wo Ghana. Yes.
Well, there you have it. Auntie Comfort, no, sorry. I'm sorry for accusing you of promising me food. I think Sene
Oh, and Dr. Kos, my issue to people. The shit I didn't start with oil.
But the way you were one Mustafa so. See, with you and Mustafa's awesome. Anyway.
I think of what I did is now. That's what I did, and it's really good.
Only I'll go report you to Mustafa. Oh, okay. I'll need to message her then.
Please.
I'm free 1 week normal but
okay. Yo, anyway, jam why?
Okay, bye.
See you on Friday, Dr. Kos.
See you on Friday, everybody. Please.
Okay.
Oh, Auntie Liz, crowd. Auntie
Liz.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, I thought saying
that's the one.
Yako.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe
sure. Me also be casa backstage until Liz, why?
That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Good night, everybody. Bye bye.
Good night.
Dr. Abna.
Yes, so good night.
Good night.
Good night.
If you're looking to buy real estate right here in Ghana, you're looking to buy a property in Ghana, and you are a diaspora, and of course, one of the most important factors you also think about is your security. Then if security is your paramount, one of your paramount factors in considering whether to buy a property or not, and of course, you have to consider some of the prime neighborhoods right here in Ghana, because of course, those prime neighborhood comes with a very high level of security in terms of, your properties and life. And those areas, of course, includes East Legon, it includes Airport, it includes Chado, it includes Adrengano, it includes Ridge, it includes Jowulu, and so many other beautiful neighborhoods. Now, those neighborhoods, trust me, they are prime and they are safe and conducive for people or environment or family looking to actually relocate back here in Ghana. So in today's video, I'm going to show you a property inside West Trosako, which is also considered as a very safe neighborhood for you to actually look at considering buying a property.
Whitewall Properties has all your property needs at amazing prices. Our unique development includes our flagship project, Arlington Court, which has a panoramic view covering several acres of a grass skyline. Some of our standard features include our gorgeous swimming pool, fitness centre, and a communal garden.
Black History Month.
Mental Health Awareness Day.
Mental health is just as important as physical health.
Asking for help is a strength, not a weakness.
It's okay not to be okay.
Break the silence, end the stigma.
I'm currently part of the team at Safe Spaces, and this Mental Health Awareness Day on the 10th of October 2025 at 7 p.m, we're bringing you our first ever exclusive Zoom meeting with mental health specialist Angel Fura, who's going to talk to us about spotting the symptoms of mental health, especially in children. So Safe Spaces is a charity with the aim to basically support young children from the ages of 13 to 17 who may suffer with mental health, especially from African families. So this talk is just one of our first series where we're going to go through this with the parents, carers or guardians of children from these backgrounds who might need a little bit more support, just helping them figure out what the symptoms of mental health are, where they can go for help, and what the next steps would be. We hope we see you on Friday.
After successfully redefining Accra's skyline with the delivery of the signature apartment, Cape May Properties presents an exclusive unveiling of the tallest residential building in Ghana, offering a first look of Sultan Sky. Sultan Sky, a magnificent representation of the seamless fusion of quality, groundbreaking innovation, and pioneering architectural brilliance. An extraordinary structure set to reshape the concept of upscale living, thanks to its inventive attributes and unparalleled commitment to precision. This master-planned residential development will focus on the building's location, security, privacy, the design's aesthetic brilliance, elevated features in each living space, cutting-edge smart home technology, and amenities beyond imagination, with fantastic residential features which include 24-hour concierge service, a state-of-the-art fitness center, a floating tennis court, a floating swimming pool, a spa, a sky pool, a sky lounge, a movie theater, co-working spaces, kids zone, distinctive lifts for staff and deliveries, private gardens, chef's kitchen, expansive terraces, entertainment rooms, restaurant, and 24-hour security. Sultan Sky, a new perspective in the sky.
Hello, this is Lawyer Wisdom of Wismart Solicitors. Join me this and every Friday on OT TV from 8 to 9 p.m. for all your UK immigration matters. I hope to see you there. Thank you.